So
Aloha
did people
world,
have?
aloha ohana. Jonah Martin Lyon here. We are checking in right now from Black Rock City out at Burning Man. Here with Hope for Maui, our Housing Our People Everywhere initiative to bring back our rebuilding and restoration through sustainability and regenerative innovation and re-indigenizing technology. Starting at this front print, yeah, Professor Vortex in the house, Auntie Judy in the house. We got a lot of brilliant people right now all collaborating. It's just a wonderful time. So much aloha being spread about. And just here in this cultural place of Burning Man right now. And speaking of innovation, it's happening all the time out here. Things are well. I know it's been there's been different news and information out there as to what's happening in Burning Man, but we had a little rain, got a little muddy, uh, clay stuck, things like that. But we're all in great spirits, keeping that aloha alive out here as well. And as you can see, we got this day party, this gathering right behind, art cars. It's Sunday. The temple burns today. We had
Well,
the man base burn last night. And, we got a couple extra days of Burning Man is how I see it, as a gift. And, now we get to actually tune in even deeper as a community out here. We've been through a challenging time together. And, in challenging times, hard times make, tough people. And
right.
tough people make for good times. Times make weak people. Weak people make hard times. But, it's good to have these hard times right here. So, uh, just want to give thanks and a shout out to Hope for Maui, uh, all the organizations like HHH, Hungry Heroes Hawaii, the Aloha Response Team, Maui Rapid Response, Jedi Alliance, Rainbow Warriors, and many of the other organizations who've been in the space of response and support on this Maui initiative to, first of all, make sure our people are loved, taken care of, nurtured, get the things that they need and support that they need and love that they need at the beginnings of this tragic, devastating time in Maui. And being out here, really being in prayer around that. And so really appreciate all of the prayers we sent out and all of the support coming in, many directives from water to food to housing to energy to education to media. Just it's all here for us. So uh, aloha. And I just want to bring in Auntie Judy, who's our, speaking of education, and learning council lead in our Jedi Council, currently on Maui. And yeah, I was actually really desiring to bring Auntie Judy out to Burning Man this year, and she's ready to go, but it's going to come in the future. We had to do some testing runs here and work out some kinks so that our elders and our keiki and our kapuna can come out here and have a great time, experience the burn without, and we'll be more prepared for challenges like rain in the future, right? This was a new precedent time of us figuring this out, innovating in the mud. So, Water Woman, we had to go through muddy waters to get there.
Was there an
Aloha,
Ebola
Auntie.
breakout? We heard there was
Not
an
that I know of.
Ebola. Okay, good. Silly fake news.
Yep. Yeah, none of that. None of that was happening. Um, there was I think a confirmed death by electrocution with the rain and not having the proper ground, and running
Wow.
generators, and electricity, and those cords, and being in the standing water. Yeah, after that much rain. So that is the one thing that I heard and received confirmation that took place. But there's been no like Ebola virus breakout, nothing wild, uh, other than us, just animalia. That was the theme, and the rain brought it out. And we're all here, very resilient people, burners, very innovative. So it was a catalyst for us to evolve. kind of like the fires on Maui, yeah. Auntie, are you there? Hey, thanks for coming on. Also, like,
I'm here.
see, it'd be nice to get some more of the team and the crew on these tune-ins together. I know that there's kind of the sporadic nature of things and dynamic nature of it, and part of being a Jedi is the responding immediacy. Tones go off. It's like, all right, what we gotta be. So, yeah, we had a very successful drop-in over these last couple of days around with Burners Without Borders. They're mobilizing already to be in that readiness state to come and support our rebuilding process. They have, obviously, as a byproduct of Burning Man's outreach during Hurricane Katrina, that's its birthing point, and it's been doing amazing things since then. It's learned very rapidly how to mitigate a lot of the different kinds of disaster experiences that we have. So that's been just a beautiful alliance there. Also with a couple camps here, such as Playa Alchemist. You can see this pyramid behind me there. So this pyramid is essentially, it's a vertical greenhouse is its intention.
Oh.
This is for it to be a greenhouse. And I'm seeing that I just went over there and we're going to connect with the build team. They've been building this pyramid for 5 years out here on Playa. They're very proficient, and I'd love for them to come to Maui and teach a team and build one of these pyramids in Lahaina to start to be the holding space for the replanting and restoration of the ecosystem. First and foremost, I would love to see, I can see these plantings happening around the Tree of Life there, the banyan tree right in the center that's still alive, even in all those fires, and to bring more life to that area. And those indigenous and native trees can be memorial space, like heirlooms, memorial pieces for the people, for the lives that were lost in the fires, that they can be replanted.
I'll call you back in a few minutes.
And so humanity, yeah, it feels like a good directive in that. And this is one of the pieces of architecture. Maybe we get multiple of these. We have several different versions. We have this kind of more of a, the Egyptian style. We also have a Mesoamerican style pyramid that has more of a tiered kind of architecture. But they're just wonderful spaces to gather, to be in ceremony, to share, and to commune with. So communing with our plant brothers and sisters, our plant nations, as they're keiki and being brought out into the fields. So seeing that we can bring multiple of these to Maui is kind of like our what do you call our center camp, kind of our main communing hall, and our commons. Restoring the commons is a process in that. And then also communicating with camps that are specializing in things like showers, communal kitchens, to dial in waste management, again, renewable energy. We got to get all of our plumbing and electrical and so on and so forth, right? Handle every bit of it when looking at the housing infrastructure internally and externally. So this is what we've been working on out here. There's a lot of also really high influential impact makers and change agents here at Burning Man, of course, and I'm fortunate enough to be one of them amongst a camp of many of them, and we attract I would call the cream of the crop out here, And in this rain and coming into these days, our strike is going to be a little bit more challenging. And this is where the kind of the cream tends to rise to the top, because most of the people that came out here just for the party have already left.
Oh,
Those that are still here are, you know, strong in um, their being, yeah, as burners, small in their integrity of the ethos. Like we got a crew, like I said, going out right now. Um, Basically, right there, we have some very powerful people. Our media team going out with Brock Pierce and Malcolm, Casey James, he's the architect of the pyramid that we just looked at. He was just on Maui visiting me and staying at our place in Makawao.
oh,
Him and his ex partner, um, and Malcolm and his media crew, which includes Jack Starr and a young man named Sean. They've been basically traveling the world and doing a documentary film on um, essentially the restoration of ancient temples and enlightened um, beings throughout time that have left traces, if you will, in codes and uh, sequences and ways to tune in into source consciousness. They're actually on their way. The two places they're going to go see right now is an art piece known as the Tesseract. Out in the middle, it's right behind our temple, and then another art piece, which is another temple of Arcana. It just means soul friends, the temple of soul friends. And inside that temple are, you know, multiple spiritual beings like
perfect
Ganesha
connection.
and
Get on the
Buddha and
scene.
Iris. And, what'd you say? What's that, Judy?
I was just texting everyone to get on the call.
I thank you for doing that. So these, these temple spaces and these different art pieces. Part of our directive here as burners is for these to be not only very inspirational art pieces, and they're not just for Burning Man. You know, many of these art pieces will be placed throughout the world as totems of inspiration, of creativity, of like center points or 0 points for gathering. You know, for the community to come together and share their creative, innovative gifts and celebrate with one another. And you know, a lot of times that's all that's needed is just to be present, you know, and reading with one another. I know our camp here had a moment where we were led through some breath workshop, and it synchronized and synergized our camp, you know, in ways that it's really uh, profound. And so the invitation for us to look deeper into this culture of Burning Man as the community of Burning Man, and you know, also release the judgments around what is happening out here in this desert and in this dust, because all of it's happening just like in the world. So connecting with those out there that are, you know, are about solutions right now, because uh, we're in it full force right now. We are in the transformation. We are in the metamorphosis. We're in the goo, you know. So consciousness, yeah, it's like elevate. How do we elevate our consciousness? This is a good way right here. So I'm seeing that this kind of energy really, you know, activating Maui as part of bringing in reinforcements. You know, is being really in it, feeling the grief of our loved ones and our ohana. Um, they're on Maui and abroad, and picking that up and feeling that in relations out here. And we dance through it, you know, and we bring music, and we um, utilize the arts as a way to I would say, integrate the emotions, the many emotions that come along with, losing friends and family and uh, businesses, lifestyle, whatever it may be. I think part of what we feel out here is we go through a lot of sense of um, loss and learning to everything's temporal, but the soul is eternal. You know, um, Auntie Judy, and how's in Maui right now? How is the vibe and you're picking up where people are at overall? If you had to kind of measure it from a heart space, 1 to 10, where would you give a number to?
It's hard to say. It's very quiet here. I drove by the memorial yesterday, War Memorial. It's totally empty. Um, Three of us drove out, well, five of us did, to Hana on Saturday for the Queen's birthday because we wanted to meet with Uncle Russell. There were a lot of Queen's birthday and some history. There was no conversation about, what happened and what's the cause behind it. So it was non-political. So we were a little disappointed because we were hoping for some direction from our Hawaiian Ohana, but they were just into being in Hana. And I went on Thursday to the west side for the first time. I had run into a buddy who wanted us to come over to do some trauma counseling. So I pushed through my uncomfortableness and went with a friend. And there were no victims out and about. There's a lovely camp set up at Hona, Kauai, right across from the health food store. And it's very beautiful on the beach and well stocked with everything people need, but hardly any of the people because I guess they're in hotels and B&Bs. So I may go this week to one of the hotels to see what people need. So it's kind of like they've made it disappear. So I can't really put a finger on the pulse, and I'm not going down today. Um, I needed to take a couple of days off Sunday, Monday, just to be by myself because it was a pretty intense week. Nothing compared to what you're going through. So it's quiet, is what I would say. And Shelby is planning a demonstration on 9/11. So we're going to start working on her because we don't want it interfered with. But she's got a Telegram group, and we'll be letting people know where that's going to happen. Because we got to start speaking up. And Bruce is not responding to my text. I just wrote him this morning again, like, hello, what's going on? Why aren't you responding to me? So I want to make sure we're just going to keep this in people's consciousness, and we got to stop this nonsense from going any further. I don't know how to do that, mind you, but I know there will be some brilliant ideas. I have to stand in front of a bulldozer, I will.
Well, as much as that, standing in front of a bulldozer sounds like a like aggressive move. That's what was happening at Standing Rock. Is things like that, and I'm hoping that it doesn't come down to that kind of thing in Lahaina. But one of the things we've been discussing is that's a lot of times the type of equipment or strategy that's used to overhaul a massive region like that's been destroyed, devastated by fire, is to bulldoze. And that right there would be an absolute environmental tragedy, if that happens, yeah.
Also,
What that can
Christy,
do to the soil and water.
yeah, Christy's also very upset,
Also,
Christy, because they're going to spray this pink shit, soil non-toxic, and it's going to keep the ashes down from blowing. But we don't know what's in that, and there's a bit of an outrage about this is going on the ancestors' bones. And then there's a controversy about what are they digging up in
right.
Lahaina around the banyan tree. Have you heard buzz about that? About what are they digging up?
What part about it?
That they're apparently digging up some stuff around, and I don't know. And it started right after they asked for DNA. So are they digging up ancestral bones? Is there some treasure? But they've got it all covered, and people can't fly drones over. So they're keeping it very secretive as to what's going on there. Here comes Jason. Good
Wow.
morning. So still a lot of unanswered
Wow.
questions.
Yeah. Did man, I was waiting to get that number. I gotta check in with John on that number.
Good morning, Jason. It's frozen for a moment, but I've been talking to him. Been pretty good connection. He says everybody's fine. There was no Ebola. They had a sunny day yesterday, so people have started to
Ebola from
leave.
where?
We heard there was Ebola in there. You know, more fake. Yeah, more fake news.
Oh yeah.
They were stuck for a couple days, but he said he was with really nice people, and that he's fine. And they only heard of one death, that somebody got electrocuted standing in a pool of water with some equipment. Yeah. But other than that, he said they're having an amazing time. They did one of the burns last night, and they're going to do another one tonight. And coming up with a few people that will come back later and help him build. So I don't know if he's coming back or not. I'm going to give it another couple minutes. There he is. Can you see Jason?
I can
Jonah?
see Jason, Judy, Jonah.
Yeah, good morning.
All right, it's the J team right
All
here.
the
What's
J's
going
are
on?
here. Yeah.
Right? Jason, what's up, man? What's happening? Aloha.
Aloha. I'm good, brother. How are you?
Good.
Good.
Yes. Super good. Out here taking one day at a time, you know? It's like it's where we at. So had our
Yeah,
own
that's
version
fine.
of nowhere near it. People were freaking out a little bit out here in the rain and mud and different news coming out, you know, about what's going on with experience. So a lot of beautiful collaboration happening out here. So
That's
I'm
good,
grateful
brother.
for
Yeah.
having made the trip for the purpose. Yep. How are you feeling? What's
I'm
going
good.
on?
Just waking up, about to start
How's
work.
everything in your world?
It's good. It's fine. Very chill. Really settled in now. Yeah, things are going well.
Good. Fuck yeah. Oops. uh, the Judy was sharing kind of the vibe, being having slowed down, kind of quiet right now. and then also speaking on which of just like the uh, current, some of the ideas on the how to handle and mitigate the overhaul and Lahaina,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
whatever,
I was thinking she brought
right?
up some very interesting points, about it being covered off over in Banyan Tree, but it's blocked off. Last I was there, all the way to Laniapoko. From Waikuli to Laniapoko, completely blocked off. You know, um, it seems like it should be like the containment zone should be shrinking, and there should be more access. From what I've heard, like Laniapoko only had downed trees; it didn't have fire. You know, from what I'm aware of, the fire only spread to Puamana. You know, so I would like to see like more access to certain areas and things like that coming through.
Apparently, half of Puamana went. 92 out of the 203 homes.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, because that's where my girlfriend
Wow.
worked, and she ran into the contractor, and their clubhouse went. Thank God
Yeah.
she got out of
Yeah.
there.
I know it was announced
I went
that.
to Hana with.
Okay. Go ahead. Sorry.
I just went to Hana with her and another woman that called her and said, "We got to get out of here now." And thank God the two of them made it out, but it was quite a journey.
Yeah.
So, and we still don't know about where are all these kids, and why aren't
Yeah.
there any parents asking for where are the kids? So
Mhm.
we've heard some scary stories that people were going around and finding kids in houses and saying, "Come on, we're gonna save you," and
Yeah. On the kids
we have
note,
no.
I
So
think there should be more outrage from parents, especially being that.
yeah,
I don't know. I know there's a lot of like rumors and numbers floating around. I think some of them are like way inflated. Like I saw some on Telegram talking about 2,000 kids, and I think that's likely way high.
but they said there were 3,000 registered in all the different schools, and only
Yeah.
400 came back. So
Well,
I
what I'm hearing is my one of the guys I work with connected with the Department of Education. He's a nurse actually, but he's connected with the Department of Education. And at the beginning of the year, basically after the fires, they had all but 250 that didn't register for the first days of school.
oh,
So there's only 250 missing.
okay.
Yeah, I think that's a more credible number and a more credible source.
I hope you're right.
At least from what I know. But 250 is a lot, and I think like you can't discount that as all as death or as missing because I don't know. Personally, as a parent, I wouldn't be taking my kid into school right now if my house burned down. Yeah, because like a lot of them, they're doing.
Parents don't
Like,
have a choice.
Yeah. Like I know one mother who she hasn't checked her kids into school. She has a place in Paia now. She would get her home in Lahaina burnt down. But like the Lahaina Luna school was supposed to do like a school within a school in Kihei or something like that. And they're just like they're not really interested in that. Yeah, so there's a lot of parents are just like, no, the school's not right set up right now. So they're not actually going to school, not checking them in. It's understandable. That's my view on that, from what I've seen influencers and things like that. I also just wanted to say about on the radio, they're announcing that all the toxic and hazardous material is going to be transferred to the firing range. Apparently, it's supposed to be hauled out and just dumped into the firing range area, and then eventually taken off island. what they're announcing through the radio. The EPA is supposed to be in charge of all of that.
Oh, that's comforting.
Yeah. Yeah, and then I'm also seeing like things that are similar to Stephen's project of building tiny homes and little projects like that. There's another one coming up in across the cathedral in Kahului, and then I'm also seeing more container homes and little domes happening. I don't know what the area is called, but it's like it's seaside across from just before you get to Laniapoko.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So I'm seeing different areas of container homes and little things like that popping up. Yeah.
Are you going over there every day? Is that
I was
where
there
you
last
were?
night just enjoying the sunset. It just like the west side sunset's just like unreal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and so like I was thinking I would go back there maybe like during the daytime and talk to people, see what they're actually doing, because they have like this really cool geodesic dome and then a couple of containers coming through, and they say resource center. So I think I'll go over there, meet them, see what's going on popping up over there.
Where was that? Because I was there Thursday. I didn't see that.
It's just before Kai Heliku, as you turn into Laniapoko. There's like a
Uh-huh.
seaside area there. Yeah, I don't know how to describe it other than that.
I think we didn't go down there. I think we were directed to go all the way to the end of the bypass.
Yeah. This is definitely before the bypass. This is, yeah.
So, well, gentlemen, I think it's time to start the day.
Yeah. It's good to catch on this call. Thanks for the update.
You want to try for tonight, Jonah?
Yeah, I would like to try
Think
for
you want to
tonight.
try for tonight?
Yeah. What I'm thinking about too would be nice is maybe tuning in earlier. Because 11 o'clock, 8 o'clock your time, it's dark out here, and I noticed last night in that, just lighting, for me.
Uh-huh.
But let's see. Do you all want to meet? Does 8 o'clock work for you better tonight?
I can do it earlier. I'll be done with tutoring about 5.
Okay.
Earlier works better for me. I tend to go to bed about 8 o'clock.
That's great.
Yeah. So I'm thinking maybe like we do it like 8:08.
Our
We
time?
keep this rhythm going. Yeah, let's do it 8:08 your time on the evening, and like, or about, yeah.
Morning.
Let's go.
8:08
Let's go
morning.
Sorry, 8:08 my time. Yeah,
Yeah,
Pacific Standard in
5:08.
the evening.
Okay.
5:08 your Maui time in the evening. So we'll do like 5 o'clock meeting times. Like 5:08 Maui style.
All right, I'll send it out.
Yeah, that'll work out a lot better for me moving forward, with how things are going to be operating out here, strike and so on. Yeah.
And then to use the SteamYard?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll put the link in when I receive the link. I'll talk to Denaya. She's like listening in anyways. We'll think about the link going in before and making that shift. So I think that would benefit all of us. And then I have some daytime daylight footage also. And people are going to be more available at that time than 11 o'clock to bring into the conversation.
Okay.
Thank you
I'll
for the
send it
update on. I'm glad we got into the youth conversation. I think it's a really important one to add it in right now to share, as this being, talk story and talk news, what's happening ground level. And what I heard in that was 250, yeah, from the DOE. And in that 250, there's factors of kids who've left island at this point because of the change in their school, actual school location, and it doesn't fit somewhere else. So we definitely have had a lot of relocation of families, as part of this. And uh, my heart and love goes out to the families who are in that. I mean, 250 is still a really high number in talking about any kind of loss of life, especially our next generations, our keiki, our kids.
Yeah.
And so I just want to my condolences to all of our ohana out there, all our families, our brothers, all those mamas and papas, and who are hurting right now and in pain from their loss. And there's no really words. I don't even know how to articulate, because I can't imagine that experience. I remember meeting a man who had that experience. I don't know what to say. Just try to be there with them and present, and just take some breaths. And yeah, not something to ever get over. And so this just is like peace that are all parts of our rebuilding. There's the health and mental health, comes up in this. How do we heal the hearts? How do we heal the minds of people who experience this, the trauma of this event, and are still experiencing it? It's one thing to lose property and business and house and stuff, but like when we lose our that which we can't get back, we lose our family. It's another layer, and we really need to be compassionate to the highest level when that happens as a people, and so much empathy and love. So thank you all for being here today. We'll tune in and to our team. We love all the participation in these calls, so we could add more and more angles and perspectives. Might keep going. I'm watching. I got a brother over here who's had some visions of an art car build that will be part of our movement, our peace, love, unity, sovereignty movement, and raising funds for the restoration of communities, and for the rehabilitation. What did I say? The Tikkun Olam, the healing and repair. Yeah, repairing the world. Yeah, is what Tikkun Olam means. So may we participate in the stewardship and the repair of the world.
Those are words from my tradition. Cool. Olam is planet. Olam is the world. Yeah. Tikkun is like how do we say it in Hawaiian? It's like, your kuleana, really. The healing of the planet. Yeah.
Yes.
Speaking of, what were you going to say?
Would you mind to close us out in a prayer?
Sure. Mother, Father, God, thank you for taking care of our big ohana out on the playa and not letting anybody get sick, or other than one loss. And we are grateful for the connection across the world. Thank you for this amazing technology, so we can see each other and know that each other is safe and well. And we pray that we're all on our highest level of doing your work here to make sure that we're all taking care of each other. And so it is.
Amen.
Amen.
Ashe. Well,
all right, my darlings.
Love you.
An honor to sit with you, gentlemen. I love you guys, and we're going to get back out there and do the work. Okay?
Let's
all right,
go.
Love and blessings. Talk to you later. Aloha.
Aloha.
Good day.
All right, and please, y'all, come in into hopeformaui.org. You can contribute, you can donate in this telethon music concert series.